Shalom. Call all Yahweh by Hashem, Yahweh Shai, by Hashem Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Peace and salutation to all the brothers and the hopeful elect out there pushing His word in truth and sincerity. I want to go into these recent events that have come up with the whole Black Lives Matter movement ordeal, because I just want to put out there, don't let the Black Lives Matter movement put you back to sleep, because that's this whole agenda. You know, they're doing this whole Black Lives Matter thing just to is resurfacing in a major way, you know, because all this truth and all this, you know, all this information is going out. You know, it was, you know, things were possibly being covered up due to the coronavirus or COVID-19 thing, but don't let just because these events happen resurface and you get to thinking, oh, black people this and black. No, man, that's not the solution. That's not what we need to be doing. So I'm gonna read this article on one of these events that took place with Ahmaud Arbery out of Georgia that has resurfaced. The title of the article says, 2 men charged in connection with deadly shooting of Ahmaud Arbery in Georgia. The Georgia Bureau of Investigation has arrested and charged 2 men accused in the deadly shooting of 25-year-old Ahmaud Arbery. According to the Georgia Bureau of Investigation officials, Gregory and Travis McMichael were arrested Thursday night around 7:45 p.m. and were taken to the Glenn County Jail in Georgia. On May 7, 2020, the GBI arrested Gregory McMichael, age 64, and Travis McMichael, age 34, for the death of Ahmaud Arbery. They were both charged with murder and aggravated assault. The McMichaels were taken into custody and will be booked into the Glenn County Jail. February 23, 2020, Ahmaud Arbery was in the Satilia Shores neighborhood in Brunswick, Georgia, when both Gregory and Travis McMichael confronted Arbery with 2 firearms. During the encounter, Travis McMichael shot and killed Arbery. The case is being investigated in partnership with DA Tom Durden. On Tuesday, DA Tom Durden formally requested the GBI investigate the death of Ahmaud Arbery. The Kingsland office initiated the investigation on May 6. On April 29th, the Glenn County Police Department requested the GBI investigate allegations of threats against the GCPD and individuals involved in the active investigation. On Tuesday morning, GCPD requested GBI investigate the public release of video related to Arbery's death. These investigations are all active and ongoing. Authorities say that both men are facing charges of felony murder for the shooting of Ahmaud Arbery, who was chased down by 2 men as he was simply taking a jog Sunday, February 23rd. So you see, this is May now. This happened almost 3 months ago, you know. But like I said, the whole coronavirus, and it's funny, we made a joke saying, you know, what happened to Black Lives Matter, because we know, you know, Jake still getting gunned down, Jake still being mistreated in the streets, you know, but everything that's been happening is being covered up by this whole coronavirus thing. So it says the deadly shooting happened more than 2 months ago. Oh, that's what's in the article. Many more questioning why no arrests have been made. Family and friends that say anyone who knew 25-year-old Ahmaud Arbery knew that he loved to run. Unless it was pouring rain down outside, Ahmaud was going to be running. But somehow on the sunny Sunday, the coast of Georgia, Arbery's run became a deadly chase, according to police reports. Arbery was seen in the neighborhood. Okay, I'm going to skip down to the transcript. Dispatcher, and you said someone is breaking into it right now. No, it's all open. It's under construction, and he's running right now. Here he goes right now. Okay, what is he doing? He's running down the street. According to a police report, George McMichael, who happens to also be a former Brunswick District Attorney investigator, was standing in his front yard when he saw what he thought was the suspect in the neighborhood break-ins. And as he puts it, hauling ass down the street. It's like Esau. He was hauling ass. He's hauling ass down the street. McMichael, a retired Glenn County police officer, and his son, so in the same family, Travis McMichael, grabbed a handgun and a shotgun. Oh, he came prepared for the threat. You know, Jake is always a threat. He feared for his life. According to police documents, they jumped into a truck and began following Aubrey. Now, don't that sound like what they, used to do back in the day when they was lynching? That's all it is, man. As Elder Yashawamba said, that's their Cainism. The report goes on to describe how the father and son, along with another man, tried to repeatedly cut him off. Each time Aubrey ran around them, trying to escape. Eventually, the father and son managed to get ahead of Aubrey using their truck to block his path, with Travis McMichael on the street holding a shotgun. The worlds of the runners and the chasers collide violently. It's the moment captured by an unidentified person in the video that CNN has not been able to authenticate, allegedly depicting a fight for the shotgun. 3 shots and Aubrey was down, dying in the street. Marcus, Aubrey Sr., Ahmaud's father, says, "I want to see these people go to jail." Father Marcus R. said, "Go to prison, whatever. They need the harshest crime." Okay, we got that. That's pretty much on that article there. Let's see if we can actually see this video here. If it'll let it play. If it won't let it play, that's fine. So of course, this then brought out the whole Black Lives Matter community, and pray for him,
anyone
pray
who
for
knew
his
him,
family,
Ahmaud
all
Arbery,
that good
loved
stuff.
to run.
Unless it was pouring rain down outside, Ahmaud was going
So
to run.
oh man, hold on. It's like you. But that was the first article I wanted to get. Now the second one is this one that I'm recently seeing about this female Jake that was shot by police officers. And if you notice, they both were young, very young in age. But this one says, attorneys claim LMPD officers killed 26-year-old EMT in botched police raid. Says the union representing Louisville Metro police officers lashed out at a local judge Friday for releasing from jail an inmate who allegedly shot a police officer earlier this month, calling the action a slap in the face to everyone wearing a badge. But an attorney for Kenneth Walker claims police conducted an improper raid which led to officers shooting an innocent woman 8 times, killing her. The woman, 26-year-old Breonna Taylor, was a certified EMT working at 2 local hospitals. Defense attorney Robert Eggert said police burst in Taylor's home without announcing their presence. and fired at least 22 times, with bullets going into neighboring apartments. And it was incredible that Miss Taylor was the only one killed. Had Breonna Taylor been killed by anyone except police, the person or persons responsible for her death would have been charged with homicide. Edgar said in court document also alleging Walker is a victim of police misconduct. Taylor's family says neither Walker nor Taylor was involved in drugs and believe police were looking for someone else. These are two good kids, said Bianca Austin, Taylor's aunt. This is incompetent police work. My niece lost her life over this. Austin said LMPD has not given the family any answers as to what happened. An attorney representing the family, Sam Aguirre, said police were actually looking for someone else, and other officers had picked the suspect up at his home in a separate raid shortly before the shooting. Something went terribly wrong, he said. This was clearly a botched execution of warrant. In an email, Chief Steve Conrad said he could not talk about the incident that resulted in Miss Taylor's death because there is a pending public integrity investigation. But he also criticized the release of Walker. I certainly understand the need to make sure we are releasing those people who don't pose a risk to our community from jail, especially as we face the outbreak of COVID-19. However, it's hard for me to see how a man accused of shooting a police officer falls into the low-risk category, and I am very frustrated by Mr. Walker's release to home incarceration. So they're changing the subject. Prosecutors agreed to judge. Let's see. One person is dead, and one person was almost killed due to Mr. Walker's action. Walker was charged with attempted murder of a police officer after he shot Sergeant John Mattingly in the leg as police were serving a search warrant during a narcotics investigation at an apartment at Springfield Drive at 1 a.m. on March 13th. Female, okay, they're getting into that. Why he was released. Okay, they're getting into what happened with the raid. See how they got totally off subject of how she was killed, because they're going into the raid of boy, that's Esau for you there. Just totally changed the subject on that. But but yeah, so that's another story that's surfacing lately on what's been going on. And then I seen this. I'll sent this here. Check this out. This is it says black people are tired. There you go, that word black. We're black this. So it says black people are tired. We can't go jogging, and it's gonna say hashtag to each individual that was killed, Ahmaud Arbery. We can't relax in the comfort of our own homes. Now this is, like I said, this is that whole Black Lives Matter thing. Anybody that was killed, in cold blood or whatever, by due to Cainism, and all that, this is gonna be is listed on here. We can't relax in the comfort of our own homes. Boeing Sean. We can't ask for help after being in a car crash. We can't have a cell phone. We can't leave a party to get to safety. We can't play loud music. We can't sell CDs. We can't sleep. We can't walk from the corner store, Mike Brown. We can't play cops and robbers. We can't go to church, Charleston 9. We can't walk home with Skittles, Trayvon Martin. We can't hold a hairbrush while leaving our own bachelor party, Sean Bell. We can't party on New Year's, Oscar Grant. We can't get a normal traffic ticket, Sandra Bland. We can't lawfully carry a weapon. We can't break down on a public road with car problems, Corey Jones. We can't shop at Walmart, John Crawford. We can't have a disabled vehicle. We can't read a book in our own car. We can't have a 10-year-old walking with our granddaughter. We can't decorate for a party. We can't ask a cop a question. We can't have a disabled vehicle. We can't decorate for a party. We can't ask a cop a question. We can't cash our check in peace. We can't take out our wallet. We can't run, Walter Scott. We can't breathe, Eric Garner. We can't live, Freddie Gray. We're tired. We're tired of making hashtags. We're tired of making hashtags. We're tired of trying to convince you that our Black Lives Matter too. Tired of dying. Tired. Well, I got a solution for you, Jake. If you're so tired, repent. Repent from your ways. Turn back to Heavenly Father. Turn back to Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. Trust in Him. That's your solution now. If you're so tired, that's your solution. It said tired of making hashtags. Try to convince you that our Black Lives Matter too. Well, to be honest with you, no, your Black lives don't matter. The hopeful elect of the Hebrew Israelites, they're the only lives that matter. Black lives do not matter. And it's just funny that they put that at the end. But that's all I wanted to get out of there. I got to hit these couple scriptures that I wanted to get to. I just found that so interesting that they really trying to resurface this whole Black Lives Matter thing with all that's going on right now, man. We got too much stuff going on to be going back to sleep. This is Romans chapter 13, verse 11. And that knowing the time that is now, it is high time to awake out of sleep. For now is our salvation nearer than when we believe. It's a lot closer than what you think. We literally right around the corner, right? It's knocking at the door, and you trying to go back to sleep. No, man, they really trying to push that. We ain't trying to go back to sleep. We trying to get the hell up out of here, because we know the devil. We know he got a short time, so he coming down with this rap. And you could tell he done ramped it up, especially in this year 2020. And I'm gonna tell you, right after the Passover, we said our prayers and sent everything up. I swear that's when everything just really broke out, right after the Passover this year. So call the Lord Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai for that. This is Matthew chapter 24, starting at verse 42. It says, "Watch therefore, for ye know not what hour your Lord doth come. But know this, that if the good man of the house had known in what watch the thief would come, he would have watched, and would not have suffered his house to be broken up. Therefore be ye also ready, for in such an hour as ye think not, the Son of Man cometh." And that's what we doing. We watching, we praying, we trying to stay steadfast. We staying up. That's why you constantly got brothers posting up videos, posting up live streams throughout day and night, literally, because they on their watch. They doing everything they can. We trying to get their blood off our hands, and then hopefully, if Most High willing, Yahweh Ratazah, we can be saved up out of here. We found worthy enough. This is Matthew 25, starting at verse 1. This then shall the kingdom of heaven be like unto 10 virgins, which took their lamps and went forth to meet the bridegroom. And 5 of them were wise, and 5 were foolish. They that were foolish took their lamps, and took no oil with them. But the wise took oil in their vessels with their lamps. And that's what we're doing. We've taken this oil by studying to show ourselves approved. Going into the Hebrew and the Greek, studying these words, bringing out these articles, bringing out these precepts, bringing out what Esau is doing, warning our people. All that's a part of taking the oil in your vessels and putting them in your lamps. While the bridegroom tarried, they all slumbered and slept. And that's going into the world. Black Lives Matter. You only live once. Man, we can't wait to outside open back up so we can get back to our normal life. You know, that's all that is. That's tearing and sleep. It's that slumbering and slept. And at midnight there was a cry made, Behold, the bridegroom cometh. Go ye out to meet him. And that's that. When they say the cry was made and the bridegroom cometh, that's that trumpet being blown. That trumpet being blown is when he let them know he's announcing that he's coming. Then all those virgins arose and trimmed their lamps. And the foolish said unto the wise, Give us of our oil, give us of your oil, for our lamps are gone out. Yeah, you can't hold on to the hopefully elected. The men Lord that's out there trying on the highways and here just pushing his word and making these videos day and night. You can't hold on to them. You can't get none of their oil out their lamp, because you have to get your own. Because at the end of the day, it says work out your own salvation through fear and trembling. At the end of the day, we got to work out our own salvation. And the foolish said unto the wise, Give us of your oil, for our lamps are gone out. But the wise answered, saying, Not so, lest there be not enough for us and you. But go ye rather to them that sell and buy for yourselves. And while they went to buy, the bridegroom came, and they that were ready went in with him to the marriage, and the door was shut. Afterward came also the other virgins, these are the foolish ones, saying, Lord, Lord, open to us. And this is the ones that come in to say, Lord, Lord, have we not prophesied in your name, done this and done that? And he gonna say, Depart from me, ye that work iniquity, for I knew you not. But he answered and said, Verily, verily, verily I say unto you, I know you not. Watch therefore, for ye know neither the day nor the hour wherein the Son of Man cometh. And we don't know. That's why we constantly stay on this watch, constantly preparing. And I'm gonna tell you, sometimes I get to watching a couple movies or TV shows or things like that. I feel like, man, I need to be making a video, putting together a lesson, something, because I feel like I be missing out, because there's so many things happening in the earth right now where if you blink, you miss something, And honestly, I hate going to work. Well, one thing I can tell you is I had a second job, and with my second job, I wasn't able to really study and get into the word. And I always felt like every day that I worked on my second job, I'm constantly getting updates saying, somebody uploaded this video, somebody did that. And I feel like, man, I'm missing out because I'm at work. And when this coronavirus thing happened, I ended up losing that second job. But on my main job, I actually can sit down and study and go into scriptures and, and do things. And so I appreciate that, the water Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai for that. And so I lost my second job, but he let me know in this particular time, hey, use this time to study. Use this time that I'm giving you to get into this word. So that's what I'm doing. That's why I say call Allah Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai for everything that he does, and just trust in him to pay everything else. But I want to get these last few scriptures here. This just my little testimony on that. 1 Thessalonians chapter 5, starting at verse 1. He says, But of the times and the seasons, brethren, ye have no need that I write unto you. For yourselves know perfectly that the day of the Lord so cometh as a thief in the night. For when they shall say peace and safety, which that's what they doing, they saying, we're going to open things back up. We're going to open over in phases. We just going to practice a little social distancing, put on a little mask for protection, for your protection, all that good stuff. Ain't nothing going to happen. Everything going to go back to normal. And what it says, then sudden destruction cometh upon them. And that's what's happening. If you can't see that sudden destruction is literally coming, nothing good is coming. There is no going back to normal. There is no normalcy about any of this. If you can't see it, you just blind. You just ain't meant to see it. But sudden destruction cometh upon them as travail upon a woman with child, and they shall not escape. Meaning, once a woman begins to go into labor, you can't stop it. you know, and I believe that Yahweh Hashem Yahushua has, since he opened everything up in this year 2020, it's not gonna stop. It's only gonna progressively get worse and worse and worse and worse. Because you gotta remember, it said it's gonna be a time in which that the earth has never seen before. So, you know, the worst thing you could think of is gonna be worse coming up. Verse 4, but ye brethren are not in darkness, that day should overtake you as a thief. Ye are all the children of the light and the children of the day. We are not of the night nor of darkness. Therefore let us not sleep, don't sleep, as do others, but let us watch and be sober. For they that sleep, sleep in the night, and they that be drunken are drunken in the night. But let us who are of the day be sober, putting on a breastplate of faith. That's what we doing. We faith-based Israelites. And love and charity. And for an helmet, the hope of salvation. And that's what we hoping for. We doing this labor of love to our people in hopes of our own salvation. Verse 9, for the Most High hath not appointed us to wrath, but to obtain salvation by our Lord Yahushua HaMashiach. So don't go back to sleep. Awake out of the sleep. Once you awake, don't go back to sleep, man, because that's what they trying to do. They literally trying to put you back to sleep, you know. So hope you're edified with that. Shalom.